Alright, we're going to be watching Blitzeon, who's playing Soldier, and then Genji. This is on Dorado, Diamond 3 on PC. Took a break for comp for a bit in Season 8 and was excited for Season nine's changes. I was Masters 2 on DPS in Season 4, but felt that was satisfactory enough and didn't touch DPS and comp at all. I spent most of my time in support, so I neglected my DPS role a lot. I'm sure 90%. I'm 90% sure I decayed and I feel very inconsistent with my games. This game, I felt like I did alright, but with the way the new season works, I'm not sure I could have been doing a lot more and would appreciate any input at all. So first of all, well, actually, before I even say that, I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I am still recovering from illness, so my voice is a little weird, and also there's going to be coughing in this most likely. But I've been reviewing Blitzeon's games for quite a while now. I was looking back in history; it's like basically a whole over like a year. I've done multiple reviews for them. Last time I reviewed their play, I think it was like Genji Soldier or something, and they were like Platinum 1, so pretty cool to see they got all the way up to Masters. Obviously, season 4 was a while ago, and it's cool that they're picking it back up now. I've already seen this game and watched through it. I think the Soldier play generally looks good. I think the Genji play looks a little weaker, but mostly due to like a few standout moments. I think that your aim is probably better than this rank. I think I feel pretty confident saying that your aim is better than this rank. It's really just something like the decisions you make are like you could have made a better choice there, and just even a few of those, if you went a different direction, would have resulted in a fairly easy win, I would say. But we'll walk through all of it. Before we begin about anything mechanical, though, I have to say, I'm not a person who buys any cosmetics or anything for games, but this is pretty cool. This emote, I've never seen this before. I just want to take a second to just admire this. I didn't even know there were emotes that did this. It's pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that accidentally when I was like playing the start of the game. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Anyway, that aside, I'm gonna be playing high ground up here. Talking to Dorado top very briefly. So the best. It's a little tricky to use best. If you don't get punished, what's the best position to be playing here? Okay, you basically have 3 possible spots if you're playing high ground as high ground as a hit scan hero. Because we're gonna assume for a second. We're going to assume for a second that this is off limits, right? Even if you could physically get up there like an Ashe, you don't want to be standing there. Like, you don't want to be looking straight down to have to shoot people. So you have position 1, okay, which is over here. You have position 2, which is going to be over here, right? Either maybe this doorway or this doorway to some extent, but mostly like that window. I shouldn't call it doorways; they're windows. And then you have position 3, which is here. So which is the best option if you just knew you weren't going to get punished? I think it seems pretty clear, hopefully, to players, though maybe less so for ones who are newer to the game, that position 3 is actually the best one to be in, because position 3 gives you line of sight. I wish I could rotate this without messing up all the locations. But position 3 gives you best line of sight to immediately start pressuring the cart. And the sooner you can start pressuring the cart, the sooner you'll slow down their progress, the sooner you can get picks, etc., etc., etc. The problem with position 3 is twofold. Number one, it's very easy to dive. And they can isolate you for your team, right? If any of the opposing heroes get here into this space, you're completely screwed because there's no retreat path. Over here is only the mega health, and unless you have the ability to climb over that firewall, you're gonna die. Like, as soon as they get between you, you're dead. So A, you can get punished by dive heroes. B, you can get punished by snipers, especially because it's often that they'll come out of spawn looking for targets in this area to kill you. That being said, I think that depending on your tolerance for risk versus reward, how comfortable you feel, like being quick and evasive, it's not uncommon to see heroes where they'll still set up here, or possibly over here, and then they'll kind of make a progression, right? They're like, oh, maybe I'll start over here, then I'll rotate to position 2, then I'll rotate to position 1. Position 2 is actually not very helpful in general, just because it has a relatively narrow line of sight, but you can try playing the doorway for a little bit. Generally speaking, you're going to be alternating between position 1 or position 3. I would personally recommend for most heroes to probably start somewhere over in position 1 and then wait until you know what the enemy lineup is and then decide, oh, hey, I can take advantage of that, then come over and play position 3. So, for example, let's say their lineup down here is like Reinhardt, Mei, I'm trying to avoid another R name because Reaper's the first one that I can think of. Reinhardt, Mei, Torb. This is an unusual lineup, okay? But let's say their card is Reinhardt, Mei, Torb. I'm 100% rotating to position 3 right away because they have nobody who can realistically punish me if I play position 3. So I'm gonna stand like right over them, and I'm just gonna lay down fire on them constantly until they switch off. Like they cannot move the card. It's just not possible. Like they could wall me off briefly, I'll just break the wall and go right back to killing them. Unless I get double tapped by like Mei icicle headshots or something crazy, there's just no way that they can push me off that angle. So that's an example where like you could rotate and punish. Again, tolerance for risk versus reward. There are plenty of players, even high level play, who will start in position 3 and then will rotate back to position 1. That's a perfectly legitimate way to play as well. It's all about risk versus reward tolerance, right? How much do you feel comfortable not getting killed by a sniper or getting dove and killed? Depends on the hero you're playing, depends on maybe if you know what the enemy lineup is, if you've played with them before, especially when you play at higher ranks, you often see the same players over and over again. If you scouted their profiles, it's just something to think about. Anyway, this is a completely random aside. I don't know why I decided to even talk about this, because it's not like barely relevant to your game, like this specific game. So you're gonna play here. This is obviously safest position, it's fine. Now, actually, I guess it did become kind of relevant. I forgot. I forgot about this. It was just coincidental. I didn't forget that there was a Widow. I forgot that this was going to happen and that this is relevant. So we'll see that because you're not playing position 3, right, and you're playing position 1, the Widow is a surprise to you because you can't know that she was there unless you made some sound or you scouted it and something like that. You had no idea because the first 5 seconds of the game, you're not going to know the enemy lineup. So the Widow grapples straight up and she immediately takes that shot. Did she even check? I wonder if she checked position 3. She doesn't. I don't think she even checked position 3. Yeah, so she doesn't even check position 3. For the record, the numbers I made are not the real callouts. I'm sure they have real callouts. I don't know what they are, but don't think of them like, oh yeah, because I already said this. Like, this, I'm going to say position 3. This is where our team should play, and like say it in voice comms. They have no idea what you're talking about. So yeah, I mean, she didn't really check position 3 because she doesn't expect anybody to be over here. So she's going straight over to position 1. So because you're playing safe over here, you're behind the Reinhardt shield, and this is 0 risk to you. Okay, I'm actually curious how close she actually gets this shot. Okay, not close. But, you know, at higher ranks, might have killed you. But this is an advantage to playing position 3s because you have your Rein here, you have the shield, it's perfectly safe. There's nothing wrong with what you did. To clarify, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what you did. I'm saying that as a result of where you're playing, this ended up being totally safe for you, which is good. But it also means you have like very little value right now, right? Like, what can you do right now to really do anything? Not a lot. So you're going to spend most of the next minute plus basically poking down the Genji and poking down the Widow. I would note right now, your helix Widow, which is great, right? Because you understand that, which is I think is good, right? I think this is like reflective of I would say like Master Soul play. Like, you know the Widow's going to re-peek you because you know she's at full health. She knows it's a good angle for her, and you helix right away. Yeah, this is all good. Right now, I know this Genji doesn't know what he's doing. The Genji is taking way too much damage and has not popped deflect yet and is trapped out in the open. This is clearly a mistake right now. And yeah, he doesn't actually die right now, but he could have died. He 1000% could have died here, right? Like, look how low he gets. At 37 health, that is 1 bullet to the head would have killed him. There is no way he could physically have reacted to it at this point in time, right? That hitscan bullets are instant. So if you had 1 more bullet and it hits him in the head, he's dead. This is just sloppy. And this is going to theme that we're going to see from the Genji all game, is the Genji is sloppy. And I don't know if you watched any of my DPS gameplay that I've been posting recently, because I've been, you know, doing DPS and saying how high I can climb with them, because I haven't really played DPS in my career before. But I talk through like how I find opportunities to bully opposing heroes when I'm like, hey, it's very clear to me, like literally we are like 9 seconds into this game, I already know that I'm better than this Genji. Like I'm convinced, like would bet $1,000 I'm better than this Genji, right? Because it's such a sloppy fundamental mistake for the Genji to make, and it's not something like, oh, hey, like, you know, he walked around a corner and walked into a headshot. Like, that happens, right? It's like, yeah, maybe it's a mistake, but like, it's also a thing that happens to all players at all levels. Genjis at higher levels do not take like 95% damage and not pop deflect in this situation when 1 more bullet would have killed them and sent them back to spawn. Like, this is not a thing. So, why am I harping on this? I'm harping on this because for the rest of the game, I'm going to look for opportunities to continue bullying the Genji and understanding that I have more room to win duels with him. For example, if the Genji is super on point, and after the first minute, I'm like, oh, this Genji really knows what he's doing, I'm not going to try to challenge the Genji in situations where he can kill me. But if I think the Genji is bad, then I will challenge those. And this is one of the things I talked about actually in a recent Reddit post where somebody talked about like whether or not tank or DPS is the most effective role, and I said that for tanks, when the skill is close, like you can't necessarily get a lot more marginal value versus over the other tank, right? Tanks are relatively close; they both provide roughly the same amount of value. But for DPS, if you're a little better than the opposing DPS, you can often turn that into like snowball into a really huge advantage by picking on them, bullying them repeatedly, and winning those 1v1s. So I'm just noting that like even in 9 seconds of gameplay, I've already accumulated a lot of information as to how I'm going to play the rest of the game. I know if this Genji is not good, I'm going to bully him all game long. So, right, you're being careful here, right? Pre-helixing, shooting, right? Again, look how much damage this Genji takes right now. This is like actually bonkers right now. Okay, so he's like just crossing the middle in the open, right? You're just beaming him down, right? Good tracking here for the most part, right? But like even with slightly better tracking, this Genji is dead. Right? Like this is insane. He can't be doing this. Genji has no idea what he's doing. No offense to the player. I'm just noting, you know, from your perspective, like the player's name is irrelevant. From your perspective, the Genji has no idea what he's doing. All right, so we're gonna rotate over here. Well, first we're gonna play over here. So let's think for a second. What's the situation? Well, my Reinhardt for some reason has dropped down here and challenged the cart, killed the Baptiste. How did that happen? I don't really care. I don't. Whatever. It's fine. I don't really think this should have happened, but fine. Well, what's the stuff I do care about? Well, the Reinhardt's here on high ground, but I can't really do anything about Reinhardt. Like, yeah, I can like shoot the shield down, but it's not really a thing that's gonna matter that much. He could just sit here and just regenerate the shield. Like literally, Reinhardt's like, oh, I want to regenerate the shield. He just stands here and regens it. Like the Baptiste is dead right now anyway. Like nothing's gonna happen. So I'm not in any rush to have to burn on the shield. It's not like he's imminently pushing to my team. We gotta destroy the shield, or else he'll kill us. Nothing's happening right now. I do want to be aiming at the Genji though, for sure. Like the Genji right now should be a priority. Like he just double jumps over the top. You 100% should be shooting the Genji right now. Like I would immediately snap over and be like, kill the Genji, kill the Genji. Like shooting the shield here is not helping you at all. Right? So, alright, you rotate over here to look for the shot. Question. Did you know that their Widow switched off? Because I don't think you did. Because I didn't know that when I watched the replay. And obviously when watching the replay, I'm under way less stress than you are, right? Because I'm, watching a replay, I don't have to worry about punching the keys in, I don't worry about aiming, I don't worry about anything else, right? I didn't know that the Widow switched off. So the second you stepped here, you should be dead. Because you've seen the Widow peek from this spot repeatedly. You'll notice that you were visible right there. There's a very good chance that the Widow was somewhere over here and should have been able to kill you. Or alternatively, she played this lower angle and also able to kill you. Now, if you did know the Widow had swapped, which is possible, right? If you check the scoreboard, you would actually have known that the Widow had swapped, which is also possible from just knowing how long it been since last you saw in the window. It's possible that she swapped. If you knew the Widow was swapped, this is totally fine. I would guess that you didn't know the Widow had swapped, right? I would just guess here that I don't think you knew the Widow swapped, because at no moment in time does it look like you mentally had a moment to check the scoreboard and like think about it. But it's possible. I'm just noting, if you knew the Widow had swapped, perfectly fine to do this. If you didn't know the Widow swapped, this is 100% a mistake. Okay, in terms of whether or not to peek there or to step up there at all. So, the next question is, should I even be stepping forward right now? Like, what's my goal, right? Can I really do anything here? Like, the Reinhardt can just sit here, right? And the Genji is not going to die here. There's no reason the Genji should ever die in this situation. The Reinhardt could literally just stand around the corner. Like, he's just regenerating shield. Like, it's not necessarily good value there to be shooting the Rein. My job here is not to deal with the Rein, right? My team does not need me to shoot this Rein shield. My team needs to kill people in the backline. Nothing's really going on over here, which is fine. I just want to stay ready for what's going on to the right, not over-prioritize these two people on the left who are doing absolutely nothing. So I want to focus over here on this soldier, for example, who's applying pressure to my Rein, right? That's providing better value than just shooting these two over here. So that's what you're focusing on right now. Alright, good for helix, right? Just poking people down, that's fine. Again, if the Reinhardt comes down this path, it's not my path that job to deal with him until he's like all the way over here. I would not worry about too much. Alright, we're going to beam on this Genji. Again, what is this Genji doing? 2, 1. I would note that he has deflect right now, and he has dash, and he decides, hey, I'm not going to use my abilities. I'm just going to walk forwards and die? What? Very confusing to me. Extremely confusing. Now, part of this could be again, there's been some weird rankness, right? Because like we all got soft reset, and we got moved towards the middle. Maybe this player is not actually Diamond 3 level and they're significantly below or whatever it ends up being. I'm just noting, like, it's less relevant what their actual rank is and more so the information, what I'm going to do with that information, which is like, again, I'm going to bully the heck out of this Genji because they are making mistakes nonstop that I can exploit. So, yep. So what you're generally doing is good, right? You're just not focusing on the Rhine and just focus on the cart, right? Just help your Rhine out down there. So you notice that you come back over here to the left, which is exactly what I'm saying. Don't do. You can't stop the Rhine from advancing here anyway. If the Rhine, right, with the full shield just walks into you or shield hops into you, you cannot stop him. You're not going to burn through like 1400 health. It's not, like, don't even worry. If the Rhine wants to walk into you, he's going to walk into you. He's not walking into you because he's waiting for something else to happen. You're not the thing that's stopping him. So just focus on helping your Rhine out in this situation, right? This is like a waste of time. So like you push into the Rhine here, but I don't think you knew that their Rhine was going to drop. So if the Rhine literally is like, oh, okay, the soldier's going to push into me, and he holds shield here, then what? Well, probably you just stand here and just shoot at him, right? But if I'm the Rhine, I'm like, great, I'll just hold my shield here and let you shoot at me because I'm tying you up and the Mercy. So the Rhine is tying up two heroes right now by just holding a shield at this moment in time. This is a good example of like just of like value trading, even through just inactivity, because you're just not prioritizing the right thing. Like what you're doing right now is not helping at all. However, because the Reinhardt happens to drop here, you manage to get position 3 and play here, which is a very strong position if you're not punished for it. But this also feels like luck to me, because you didn't know that the Reinhardt was going to drop, right? Like there was no reason to believe that when you start running over here, you have no clue. It's not like you saw the Reinhardt starting to move in that direction. You just ran over here and he happens to drop off. So the lesson here is, do things intentionally with the information that you have available, make the best decisions that you can, right? The best decision, I think, from my perspective, is just stay here, continue playing this angle, keep my Rhine alive, apply damage pressure, right? It's not run over here and try to challenge the tank 1v1 or 2v1. It's just not going to, like, with that shield, it's not going to do anything. So you put down heal station, which is interesting, because I walk into the situation, and what's the information I know? Well, I seen my Reinhardt to the ground. This is the part where I die. My Reinhardt's on the ground. The enemy Reinhardt's on the ground. I see all these heroes over here. What are the odds that I'm going to get shot right now? Like, 0. Right? Like, no one's going to be looking at me in a situation where I have a half-health Reinhardt point blank next to them. No one's going to be shooting at me. I don't need to be putting heal station on right now. I just need to be shooting, like, right away. I need to see my Reinhardt, like, right away, or he's going to die. So even like the half second it takes to put down heal station here is vital time that's going to result in your Rhine dying. Could you have saved him? No, almost assuredly not. But I'm just noting it's like we want to make the best decisions we can with the information we have available. The information you have available here is your Rhine is in desperate need of help. You are in 0 danger right now whatsoever. You need to be trying to kill people, not trying to put down heal station like you're going to fight out an extended battle. Also, let's think about target priority. At this moment in time, okay, let's forget about the heal station part. Who should I be targeting? Option number 1, full health Reinhardt. Option number 2, 3/4 health Baptiste. Option number 3, pocketed full health soldier. I mean, obviously it's the Baptiste, right? Like, or maybe the soldier, right? But it's definitely not the Reinhardt. Like, why are we shooting the Reinhardt in the situation? This feels like throwing. Like this is like literally not going to do anything right now. You have 0 chance that this is going to result in any meaningful value whatsoever. All right, now we shoot the Reinhardt, and now we're okay. Well, that's that. All right, you switch back to position. Oh my god. All right, so you switch back to position 1, and your Ana sleeps the Rhine. So great. Now's the opportunity where I'm like, look, I got helix coming up. Fire helix down here. Try to kill the Baptiste. That's what I need to be doing right now. Why am I shooting the Reinhardt? Why am I shooting the Reinhardt? The good news is at least you snap to the Genji because you recognize the Genji is a threat to you. You helix, kill the Bap. Excellent. All right. Genji's here. He killed. I checked to confirm that he killed the Ana. Not. It wasn't a deflect kill. So he kills the Ana. Nothing you can really do about that. But let's think for a second. Right? Let's think for a second. What's the information I know right now? Well, right after the kill. So he's popped deflect. I have 21 bullets. The Genji is at half health. the health is all weird now post changes. Like it forces me to actually think as like how much health he actually has. I'd like count the bars. So you guys got like 160-ish. No, 140-ish, right? So he's got about 140 health right now. He's got 140 health right now. I have 21 bullets. Every single bullet does 19. We're going to round and say 20. I have more than enough ammo to kill him as long as I just stop shooting. I don't even need to reload here. I don't have helix for another 4 seconds. Deflect lasts 2 seconds. So 2 seconds from now, I can kill him. I also have a mercy with me, so if I get damage boosted, it's going to make it even easier. What's the play call here? Actually, also, another piece of information. My Ana is dead. My mercy, I'm sure, is going to want to res this in this situation. So I do want to get rid of the Genji. So the Genji has 2 options here, right? Genji could either A, go back down and get healed, which is, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but Genji could go back down and get healed. Or option number 2, the Genji could challenge this. Well, let's think through the possibilities here from the Genji's perspective. You also play Genji, so I think this is helpful to think about it. Oh my god, the Genji deflect animation is so cool. So option number 1. Actually, let's do the reverse order. Option number 2. The Genji decides to dash into you and fight this out. Because the Genji's not going to have deflect, right? So, like, if he just stands here, he's definitely going to die. So, for sure, it's going to have to be a dash followed by trying to kill you. However, you have a mercy here, so you're going to get pocketed through it, which is going to make it pretty difficult to kill you. And I would note is that he's already pretty low, right? It's not like he's at full health, where maybe this is possible. He's already at 138, so you're killing him in, like, 7 bullets, assuming no damage boosting, and assuming no helix. I also don't know that this Genji knows what your helix timing is right now. So if you helix, you could like instantly kill him. You could one-tap him with a damage boost. So this is extremely dangerous for him to try to contest this, and he's a very, very low chance of winning. Like, why would you even take this fight? He's already gotten a pick. He could just, well, again, we'll get there in a second. But all in all, it's a terrible idea. So I think at higher ranks, this Genji 100% would just dash down, get healed, right? Then climb right back up and contest to try to prevent the res. I think that is the correct call. Wow. Yeah, let's get that crazy color off the screen. So, all I gotta do is be cool as a cucumber, right? Just chill. I just kind of relax right now. I get away from the edge, make sure I don't get shot from low ground, and I wait to see what he's gonna do. If he goes down, great. I walk forwards, get ready to body block for my mercy after she tries to get the res. If he dashes into me, fine, and we'll play that out. Well, this Genji, as we already mentioned, doesn't know what he's doing. So this Genji is going to dash into you. Okay. He's dashed into you. Now, this is great. This probably seems scary. It's not scary. You're totally fine. So, let's think about this for a second. How much health does the Genji have? Well, roughly half health. Okay, again, in the game, we're not going to know exactly how much health he is, right? Especially with the way the bars have changed, it's going to throw away our fast recognition. But he's about half health, and I'm gonna know just from instinct that one body shot helix direct is not going to kill him. It's going to be a body shot plus a bullet or 2, or it's going to be splash plus a few more bullets. That's fine. All I want to do is make sure that I land helix here, because helix is coming up in a couple seconds. It's fine. Or I could just shoot him down. All depends. But seeing as how he has literally no way of escaping right now, and he has no deflect, he has no more options at this point in time. All I gotta do is be super calm. Just be like, okay, he dashed past me. I swing, turn, figure out where he went, and just shoot him dead. Well, what actually happens here? So, we completely whiff, and then you helix the ground. So let's see about this. So you'll notice that your helix doesn't actually hit him. So remember, the only condition I had was I just got to be really calm here and hit the Genji with the helix. Not even the direct, even a splash here is virtually guaranteed to get the kill here. All you have to do is hit him with the helix, and this is an easy kill. But you don't land it. And this is something that, I think a Masters level player in a Diamond lobby would have no real trouble landing, right? And I think this is a consequence of Rust, right? I'm sure you could land it, and you will land it in most situations. But I'm just noting, we're like, look, what's the difference here? I think this is a trivially easy kill for a Masters player. Like, I think this is like, the Genji has no idea what he's doing, like, the entire time, right? Watching it back, right? Pop. Okay, it's cool. Like, it's fine, right? It's totally fine right now. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna dash in. As soon as he dashes in, I'm like, he's dead. Like, in my head, I'm like, he's dead. I don't care if this guy is like literally the best Genji in the world. Unless he's gonna triple headshot me right now after this dash, he's dead. Like, there's virtually no way that he's gonna win versus me and the Mercy in this situation. All I gotta do is be super calm here. To be fair, there's like these bushes here, and that's gonna be kind of obscure him, and I kind of get that. That's fine. All I gotta do is be calm. I don't even need to land the bullets necessarily. It's really about the helix here to virtually guarantee the kill. So all I gotta do is really, really calm, right? And just confirm, look, make sure that I land the helix on the Genji, and he's gonna die. But you kind of rush this, you're too fast, you miss the helix, he gets pocketed by the Mercy, and now we're like, okay, that's unfortunate. You don't get the kill. That's already kind of bad, because you're already down one, right? Because we're down two, right? Because your Reinhardt died, and then your Ana died. I feel like this video is probably already 20-something minutes long. We haven't gotten through the first minute. Oh, technically we're a minute and 20 seconds through. So we're going to do the rest of this faster. Anyway, now, your Mercy's going for the res. Should she be going for the res right now? Probably not, since you left. I think that if you stayed, it would have been, obviously, if you killed the Genji, 100% go for the res. But if you stayed, I think there's still a reasonable scenario where she can go for the res here. But with you leaving, this Mercy should not go for this res. Unfortunately, she does, which means that Genji now kills your Mercy, and like, okay, yeah, you're Ana gets res, but your Mercy dies for it. But this is a good example of like chain reaction events, right? I make a mistake not getting a straightforward kill in the Genji. That means my Mercy tries to get a res, do a res, which is already a mistake, but in a bad situation, which means my Mercy ends up dying for it. All bad, right? All over. None of this is going well. So, fine. So I'm gonna try to go through the rest of this faster because the pace we're doing this at is not gonna work. We're gonna be here like literally like 3 hours. Okay, so you try to helix Mercy, fine, whatever. One thing I would note is when you have the advantage of surprise, you should often open with helix versus shooting first. And I make a mistake sometimes too, but like once people start taking damage, they immediately run away, right? They're gonna pop GA or whatever it ends up being. But if you pop helix first, then start shooting, the helix and the bullets arrive at about the same moment in time because by the time you're able to actually start shooting, your helix has already traveled pretty much all the way to them, and you have a much higher chance of getting a kill or at least applying more damage. But in this situation, like your helix doesn't even land because you're doing it too late. That's problem number one. Problem number two is you should not have dropped. What reason would I have the drop right here? Because if the Mercy is GAing away from me, I guarantee you the Mercy's not going to GA to here, right? She's going to try to GA around the corner because she just got shot from behind. So the goal here is, okay, if we're going to shoot her here, I'm going to then rotate to this window, which... oh, man. I'm laughing because I could spend like 5 minutes talking about this right here. So this spot is actually a surprisingly good spot for the defense to play after the opposing team has already gotten the cart forwards. There are many situations where I have lost games because the defending team has somebody who's able to flank behind and sustain themselves playing in this window, and it's incredibly frustrating to deal with when your whole team's already here and you're like, wait, I have to deal with like people on two different sides. It's very, very hard to deal with. Anyway, I don't think you should drop there. I think you should have played up over here at the window. But obviously, you would have hurt the Reinhardt coming. And then I'm like, okay, great. Now I sprint over, and now I can drop, which is fine. But you dropped early. Again, it doesn't make a big difference in the situation. I'm just noting that I would have stayed high ground. I'd always stay high ground until I have a good reason to drop from high ground. So your Ana ends up dying. Again, she got rezzed way out of position. What the heck was she going to do? It's not really her fault. I would say definitely not her fault, right? Beating on the Mercy. You're very lucky to not be dead here. Okay, so soldiers pop Visor here. You're running up forwards, and you're going to try to counter Visor. So a good tip for Visor versus Visor is make sure that you have, obviously make sure to try to get pocketed, stay in your supports. Make sure that you're shooting them first, but also make sure you have heal station. I think you're thinking about that, maybe, but not actually, because you don't pop heal station right now. So heal station is animation canceled by Visor, which makes it basically free, like no time cost. So you could have canceled it, pop heal station and canceled, because it's actually a really good spot to do that cancel, and then you're in better shape. I would note, I do not want to overcommit right now because I already see the Baptiste here who can apply good damage against me. With no support pocket and no heal station, if there are multiple targets here, is no good. And I think this is a good general rule for your ultimates that I've seen as a habit, is you're swinging way too wide, right? I really only want to fight one person at a time with Visor, right? I can only kill one person. So whether or not I can see one target or two targets or three targets, I only want to see one at a time because they can shoot back at me. So I only want to shoot one, kill them, then move on to the next target, then move on to the next target. Swinging wide like this means everybody can shoot me at once, and then you're going to get slaughtered here, right? See, you're already nearly dead, and then you get fire strike, and then you die. But why does this happen? Because does Baptiste actually end up shooting you? He should have shot you. Baptiste doesn't end up shooting you, but the what actually deals damage to you here? Oh wow, it's the soldier just snaps and gets you. Yeah, but like he's being pocketed and you're not, and you don't have heal station. And see, now you drop heal station late, and now you fire strike. So the point still lands though, right? I think all in all, like I understand the general idea of it, but without popping heal station first, and like without your supports actually being ready, I think you're going too soon there. Also, visor gets popped right now. But who is he killing with the visor? Right? Like, why did he even pop visor? You see? There's not even any eligible targets for him. I didn't even catch it the first time I watched it. So I think in this situation, I would have realized that, like, I can see everything going on, right? I can hear the soldier visor right now, but the only people who... There's nobody over here, right? Like, I can tell there's nobody over here. So there's only two teammates on my screen. One is a Reinhardt, right, with a shield, and the other one is a Torb who's behind the shield. I don't need to do anything right now. I just chill. Just play slow right now. Do nothing. Literally just hide, right? Hide, play quiet, wait, you know, and then wait for your Reinhardt to contest at the last second. You died way too early here. You committed, like, resources, like, way before you should have. All right. So, we're coming out of spawn. They're going to cap first, right? I mean, you're running over as though you're like, oh, maybe we'll contest it. You're not going to contest it. Like, you got to know, like, there's one Torb on the point, right, with the Mercy. It's not going to the Reinhardt alone is going to win this fight. So, don't do this. Take the time, rotate, go up high ground, play high ground. So, unfortunately, we're stuck low ground right now. But, you know, we're over here. So instead of being someplace useful, we're low ground, right? Like, how much value can we have here? Well, a good amount of value because the Genji is an idiot. Like, how does the Genji get himself into these situations? How did he end up behind your tank with no deflect and no dash? What? Sorry, this is supposed to be a video about you, but I can't... What is this Genji thinking? He just dashed into your Reinhardt, who has full health. It's not like he's like, oh, the Reinhardt could die. Like, I can dash through him and do a 180 and I'll kill him and I'll get a dash reset. What was his plan at this point in time to survive? Anyway. Yeah. So, you're low ground. You managed to get some value out of this. Honestly, none of these things should have happened because the opposing team should just not make enormous mistakes. I think if you played high ground, this all still worked out perfectly fine. But overall, Warriors, go high ground. Yep, we'll go high ground. That's fine. So one note here is don't stand still pretty much ever. And you're gonna die here because you're gonna stand still, and you're gonna get absolutely melted. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what actually ends up happening here. You're going to go up to the edge, and the Genji, which by the way, you would have heard this, he's going to jump over, and he's going to triple headshot, and then dash through, and then you're going to take a little bit of poke damage, and then you're going to die. But this is made all the more possible because look at your positioning. So instead of actively dodging, you see how you're just like, oh, hey, I'm just going to chill here and just take a shot, and freezing there like dramatically improves enemy accuracy against you, right? The difference between standing still and any amount of strafing is a difference between, especially at range, hitting like 40% of your shots and hitting 100% of your shots. At like, you know, because really we should be talking about Masters, right? Because you want to get back to Masters. If we're looking at Masters Plus, no one is going to miss someone who's standing still. Like, that is 100% accuracy at like any range with any weapon. You cannot stand still other than incredibly select, very particular moments. Right now, where you are a main focus of attention for multiple possible heroes, where there's a Genji climbing up the wall next to you, this is an unacceptable death caused by standing still. If you're just strafing normally, the Genji never gets that juicy triple on you, and then you're not dead, and you don't give up the space, and if you give up the space, you know, it's bad. But you get rezzed here. Okay, fine. Okay. So, let's play Genji Blade math. So, how much damage does Genji Blade do? It's 110 per swing. They've changed it, the attack speed recently, so now it's every 0.7 seconds. And then obviously resets his dash. So 110 plus 50 is 160. So, Mercy damage boost is 25%, so 160 plus 25% gets you to 200 damage even, which is enough to one-shot somebody. But in the old days, not anymore. So that's not gonna one-shot anybody. So now it's gonna end up being a two-shot, right? So he's got to do dash slash slash, right, or slash dash then slash. But slashes come faster now, so it's a little more dangerous. So my goal here is I have to beam down the Genji here, right? Shooting the Mercy doesn't make any sense. I think shooting the Genji here is what you do, which is perfectly fine. So we're gonna shoot him. Okay, doing a pretty good job. So he goes through. This is a mistake, right? Right there. Why is the helix a mistake, though? That's what I really want to talk about. Why is the helix a mistake? Well, obviously you miss it, right? But, like, you're going to miss stuff, right? I'm not really harping so much on accuracy unless, like, the enemy is, like, super easy to hit. Why is the helix a mistake? Because you want to go for high percentage hits with all of your abilities. This applies to all heroes, right? I don't want to fire a helix that might hit him 10% of the time if I could wait 1 second and have a helix that will hit him 90% of the time. This is like an obvious like example, but like it's incredibly applicable here. So before I pop the helix, what's the information I know? Well, number one, I know the Genji is bad. We've already established that the Genji is bad, right? Right now, this Genji has popped blade and is just swinging at air right now, so we know he's bad. A. He also didn't dash right away, which is also another indication that he's not very good. But I'm shooting the Genji, okay? Now, the Genji is presumably about to dash into me because he's clearly not near anybody. So I can make an educated guess right now that he is about to dash me. He's looking at me. He's not near any other targets. He's probably dashing me and maybe dashing the Mercy as well to try to kill one of us for sure. But can I die right now? I can't. And I know that because math. And if you don't know that, you should know that, because if you ever want to get to like GM for say, like you said you got all the way up to Masters 2, right? Like you're basically knocking on the door of GM right there. If you're going to GM, you need to know, do I die in 1 hit or 2 hits? Because the difference between 1 hit and 2 hits is like a massive chasm. It's a Grand Canyon gulf of survivability between 1 hit and 2 hits, right? Genjis that take 2 hits to kill often die using their blade. Genjis that kill in 1 hit team wipe everybody. Like that's that's the difference on Genji. So I know right now this Genji cannot kill me if he dashes me. And if he dashes me, it makes the helix a lot easier because he's going to be much closer to me, and obviously he won't have dash. So my goal here is, unless he gets a reset, I'm going to let him, quote unquote, let him dash me, all while shooting him, obviously. Let him dash me, then I'm going to try to helix him out of the air, or splash if I need to, and then try to kill him off with a gun. Right? The more optimal combo would technically get him low enough that like the helix itself will breakpoint kill him. That's going to be very, very hard to do under pressure. I would not expect you to do that. But you're going to miss his helix because he dashes. But you knew he had dash, right? You saw him pop blade and he hasn't popped dash yet. So you knew the dash is coming and he's trapped in the open. So you had to know. You have to know, right? You have to know. Game sense wise, you have to know this Genji was going to dash you. It's like such an obvious read for a high level player. Not even like a really high level player, right? We're just talking like masters. You have to know that the dash is coming right now. But instead, you waste the helix. Now, after you waste the helix, you're in big trouble. Or else you would be if this Genji could hit you. I think he whiffs another blade on the way in, right? Yeah, he misses. He hits nothing. Yeah, he whiffs this blade, hits that one. He did a little good edge climb there, and then gets you, right? This Genji swung once, dashed, missed one, slash slash. That's three. That's four blade swings it took him to kill you, which is a lot of time. That is a lot of time for you to have killed him. But a huge part of this is not landing the helix, which would have killed him. All right. So we're gonna come over here again. I really have to go through the rest of this replay quickly because I legitimately think it's been like 40 minutes and I've been through 3 minutes of gameplay. Hey, what's going on? Well, we hear the Reinhardt. He's taking our right room. What do? Just go top left. I 100% definitely have gameplay footage on my channel of me playing Soldier on Dorado. Dorado second point is like literally one of the most Soldier favored points in the entire game. Literally just sit on high ground and what are they going to do about it? Unless they have dive, like you just win the game, right? If I just play here or I play here and they don't have dive, right? Unless the Genji himself is going to beat me, and if I have the Mercy Pocket, like it's pretty much not possible. He can also get Mercy Pocketed, but then it comes back to heal station and skill. But unless they can force me off high ground, they literally will never cap this point. Right? That's all I gotta do. It's like, look, I don't play Reinhardt. Reinhardt is a close range, scary tank. I'm just gonna go this way and just wave at the Reinhardt. What's he gonna do? Nothing. Just go left. Just go left. Don't go center. Go left. Right? The like quintessential aspect of playing Soldier is off angling, play high ground. Right? Just always think, what's the off angle? Right? This is main. This is a potentially off angle, but it's occupied, right? And I'm not good at taking out, occupied defenders in close range situations. Just go to the left side, right? Just go to the other off angle. You're fine. You don't have to worry about it. Like if your teammate dies over there, there's nothing you can do about it. Even if you're in here, like imagine I teleport you here right here. Does that change anything? No. You're gonna be like, I'm just shooting a shield. Like this is not gonna do anything. Just go to the left. This is 100% the wrong call here. Right. So you're basically gonna mess around here. You guys are gonna run up here. You're gonna shoot the tank, right? Absolutely nothing of any value is going to happen, and they're going to cap the point. Because nobody is actually looking at the point. You know what would have stopped this? Like 30 seconds ago, literally, this is now 35 seconds. 35 seconds ago, if instead of going right, you just went to the top left, and you're like, hey, look, I'm just going to shoot people from over here. And I'm going to shoot them, I'm going to shoot them, I'm going to shoot them. Right? And the Mercy's being pocketing you, I'm going to shoot him. And this Baptiste needs to drop, and this Mercy needs to drop because I'm shooting them, and I just sit here, and I just keep shooting, right? And yeah, they're still moving the cart, but I'm going to hold them all back over here, shoot. And once they get closer, now it goes from annoying damage to I will actually kill you if you don't respect it. And then you're going to see all these heroes who are going to clump up in the back of the cart, and you helix the back of the cart, and you kill somebody, and you keep shooting. And if you ever manage to kill Genji, you force him to dash away, then I walk over here, and I kill everybody. Because the Genji's the only person who can contest me, and only if he has health and or has a pocket. It really is that easy sometimes. Because your aim isn't the issue, right? All you gotta do is be in the right position at the right time, and you're gonna win this. But like you fighting the Rhine at close range is not the call here. So we have lost the point. So nothing from here really matters, right? There's very little like gain we get here. Even when we wipe the whole team, their spawn is right here. Like very little to gain to use resources right now. Like if you want to shoot them, that's fine. But what you definitely shouldn't do is pop ultimate, right? Because I want to save the ultimate for like a serious push to stop it later. Why am I popping ultimate right now? This can't be what I'm doing. Like this is just not the call. I think you're thinking, okay, like maybe I need to quickly kill Baptiste, but who cares? Like if my heart's gonna die here, like what is the escape plan for my heart? It's fine. Like let him die. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Like this literally doesn't matter. And knowing what fights matter and what fights don't matter is really important. This fight does not matter. I do not want to use my ultimate here, especially the only ultimate on my team that's available right now. I do not want to use my ultimate here to fight this like random battle. They currently have 3 ultimates waiting. Like this is just not good value. I would also note that you are right next to a Reinhardt this whole time. As soon as this happens, if I was a Reinhardt, I'm like, cool, I guess I'm going to walk in and kill you now, right? I'm going to force this double pocket and then force you to attack me, and then I'm going to hold shield. I'm going to waste your visor anyway. Like, this is all terrible value right now. You didn't even kill the Bab. See? It's like, what was the point of this visor? So this is not an area that you want to be fighting, right? Soldier wants medium to medium long range engagements. This does not qualify as that area. You want to be playing something like here. This is a strong spot for Soldier. You can do a lot of damage here, right? You got plenty of cover from high ground. You do not want to be playing close. You don't want to be playing anywhere where you can get shattered, right? Where you can get dove. You just want to back up. It's fine. Just give it to them. There's like very little that you can do here to actually stop this push. So I know I said we were going to go faster, but I just keep running into stuff. So helix, very important ability, right? It's got a relatively short cooldown, but still something that we got to always be trying to get value in. So you hear the Reinhardt charging in. Why am I helixing the Reinhardt? The Reinhardt's full health. You knew the Reinhardt's full health because you saw him earlier. This is a critical situation where the enemy has popped the ultimate, they're pushing our flank, the Genji's close, right? We're all squished together. Like, this has got to feel like, hey, this is a do or die moment where team's gonna win or lose right now. This helix could very well be the difference between my team winning or losing this fight. Why am I chucking that into a tank that has 700 health, right? I want to use the helix on someone who's squishy, who's maybe going to die, or at least going to have to change their decision-making based on that helix. But this helix is no good. Now imagine you still had your helix right now. Instead of hitting the Rein, you had it against, for example, the Genji. Like, that could be a big deal right now. But you don't have helix right now because you wasted it. But nobody ends up dying. Can flank the other side. Okay. Nano ends up being pretty good value here. Kill the Genji. Okay, cool. So you're gonna over here. Oh, you're just gonna totally kill the soldier in like the 1v1. Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're definitely better, like mechanically, than the opposing heroes. Like that's not you're better than the lobby in terms of aim. The aim's 100% not your problem. That's a terrible shatter. So shooting the shield is not great value. I would note here is like there's no world where shooting the shield's gonna make sense. And I'll explain why. Your Reinhardt doesn't care if they break the shield or not. First of all, he's already missed the shatter, right? If he did a shatter, maybe it makes some sense. But since he missed the shatter, your Rein can hit him without the shield anyway. Like, the shield's not going to make a difference. Your Ana here is not going to do any meaningful damage to the Rein. Even if she nades the Rein's not going to die here with a BAP and a Mercy here. So, nobody here really cares. I mean, the Torb, I guess, sort of cares, and we'll get... or the Bastion, I guess, will sort of care and do some damage, but the Rein's probably going to, duck around the corner anyway, so... This is not meaningful. Why does this matter here is because I'd actually be ready for the Genji. So in this situation, let me even back it up. So I'd be shooting the Genji right now, 100%. So when he goes over here, I'm going to reload because there's no reason for me to not stay at full ammo just in case the Genji tries something cheeky. So I would be at full ammo right now, and now I'm melting the Genji. Right? That's my job right now, is to melt the Genji. As a note here, I would have popped Helix right here. Why? He dashed in already, which means even if he kills the Ana with this blade, he's not going to be able to dash right away, like, unless he wants to dash straight into the wall. He's going to have to take a second to turn. Look at me. Popping Helix right now gives you somewhere between 80 to 100 free damage right away. This is the right time to pop Helix. But, oh, you don't even have Helix right now. What did you even use Helix for? Please don't tell me you Helix the shield. Okay, yeah. Don't Helix shields. Don't Helix shields. This shields, it's a terrible idea, right? You already do 171 damage a second. Don't Helix shields. Like, it doesn't really matter. It does like 1,400 health. You're 120 damage from your shield truck. It does like nothing. Don't waste cooldowns doing nothing. Okay. I think we're gonna have to cut this on just the soldier gameplay because there's just so much for the soldier gameplay as it is. All right. Maybe we'll do the Genji ones, but like faster. So, actually we're about halfway through. Maybe we can do this. So you should Helix right there. So Genji's coming for you right now. Now same deal as before. What's this Genji gonna do? Let's think about this. What do you know? First of all, you know that he's bad. You know that he's bad. You have to know. I guarantee you, at some level, you must have realized at this point this Genji does not know what he's doing. Like, you've seen this happen, like, repeatedly, where he's made, like, just crazy, like, egregious errors. A. B. This Genji is at 1/3 health. C. This Genji has dash. How do we know he's dash? Because he just killed Ana, which means he's a dash reset. So... we also know that he doesn't have deflect because he's deflecting right now. So what are his possible options? Well, if he dashes here, he's going to die, right? If he dashes here, he's going to die. If he dashes in here, he's going to live. and I'm not gonna be able to kill him probably, right? Unless I run down there. Actually, maybe running down there might be a good call. Or if he dashes here, he's gonna die, right? Either you or the Bastion are gonna hunt and kill him. So because we think this Genji's a fool, if I'm playing here, I'm like, this Genji's 100% gonna dash me because he has no idea what he's doing. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting ready for him to kill me, or sorry to kill me, dash me. I'm like, look, just wait for him to dash me, and I'm just gonna helix the ground, and he's gonna die. Which is what you do. This is the correct play. Now, to be fair, I wouldn't have helixed quite so close to yourself, but it's fine, right? I would have helixed like to the left because you saw him dash to the left, but it's fine, right? You understood the situation, you executed correctly, got the kill. Good. This is what we're looking for, right? And now we can see compared to in contrast to the previous times where you helix like way too early, hopefully it becomes more clear now. Now, one thing to also note here is that if you'd helixed when I said so earlier, right down there, the Genji would be dead by now if you hit a direct. If you hadn't hit a direct, then he would be very, very, very close to dead, which made this even easier because one bullet would have killed him. Right. So Reinhardt's dead out there. Reinhardt's going to push you off high ground. I do have notes here, but it's literally not even worth it. So your goal here for Dorado is you want to control this upper area. If you control this upper area and no one takes you off of it, game is over. There's literally nothing they can do, right? They have to force you off high ground. So good, we're in the right spot. You're looking for a kill on the backside. So one thing to note here is you rotate too far. This is like such a small thing, but it's actually a really big deal because you don't have a lot of time here. So the other team is actually stacking on the cart a lot, so it's moving the cart quite a bit faster than it is in most situations. What most teams will do, especially at higher ranks, is they'll push off the cart, right? One stay on cart, rest push off. But because their team, for whatever reason, is deathballing on the cart, it's actually moving pretty quickly, but it makes it easier to defend as long as you realize what's happening. If you just sit in high ground over here, you would have killed them. But you see that when you start here, right? And you're going to show up, and you're like, oh, okay, the Reinhardt's here. But you don't see everybody else. All you need to do is come to the right a little bit, or just have like 1 second of patience, and this Baptiste would have been in your field of view. By rotating to the left now everybody's back to the right, and you're like, oh shoot, what the heck? And now you're super confused. Now you have a terrible angle to try to kill anybody from, and now you pop Visor, and now they're already too far forwards, and it's really, really hard to deal with the situation, and they're going to cap it. So all in all, I think pretty rough on the soldier play. So we're gonna jump over here to the Genji. So I think you recognize. Okay, Reinhardt's out of position. Great. Let's go for the Reinhardt. Reinhardt's dead. Excellent. Genji's here. Right. He pops deflect. Okay, cool. Right. Poking people down. Nothing super interesting here. Good deflect. Right. Really good deflect right there. You're like, oh hey, Genji's over here. Yep. Get the kill on him. Excellent. Just chilling over here, that's fine. You take this teleporter. I think this was extremely ambitious to take this teleporter through without deflect. I think this was a crazy idea. If you had deflect and took it through, I think this would be a much better idea. But you get super lit here for nothing, right? Look at it from their perspective. One way to think is like, hey, was that a good call or not? Look at it from their perspective. And it's like, does it look from their perspective like somebody who made a good play or somebody who made a bad play? If I looked at it, I'd be like, what the heck is this Genji doing, right? I'd be like, okay, cool. Right? He's poking a little bit. I'm like, wait, why is he pushing me? There's like 3 people here, 2 supports. You're missing a third of your health already, and you have no supports, and you have no deflect. What was the plan? Right? You need to have a plan. You always need to have a plan. The plan can't be, let's just figure it out as we go when I'm missing my health and missing my cooldowns and walking into a 1v3 situation. This can't be the play. Like, this is no good. Right? And you come back and you contest. At least you have deflect now. But, like, again, you could die right now. If anybody peeks you, you die at this moment in time. You go back up, right? You dash in. This actually ends up being a very impressive kill. But honestly, this feels more like mechanical skill more than anything else, because I really feel like the soldier should have been able to kill you. Between the soldier and the BAP, I think there's no reason why they should have lost this, right? The BAP has regen burst. The BAP has lamp. The soldier has helix. Right? Like, he has helix right now. If he just helixes the ground, you die. So, like, yeah, it looks good that you killed him, but you don't deserve this kill, right? If this is Masters, you just die and you get no value. It works in this situation, but you're taking bad fights, right? These are really, really bad fights, and they're just super unnecessary. Like, think about it. Again, like, let's imagine we never take this teleporter through, right? Because, frankly, what reason is there for us to take teleporter? There are 3 people over here. My team is pushing the cart. My Mercy's over here. I can just chill, sit over here, walk this way, right? Go here and just corner peek and just keep poking down their supports and the soldier. Because if I lock out all 3 heroes here, we win by default. I don't have to kill anybody. And that's something to think about, especially at higher level play, is think about the game in terms of space control. If I just stand right here and just keep shooting at them, I win. They're not going to push into me. The soldier's not going to sprint into me and be like, oh yeah, let's fight this. They're going to sit over here and just try to poke away over and over again, and eventually, we're going to win, right? Like, that's the winning scenario. They should have already rotated. It's their fault for not having done anything yet. Unless the Reinhardt charges into me from behind or something, we're like good here. But you decide to force this fight right now. But, like, who are they even pressuring? There's nobody back here. It's not even like you're trying to rescue, like, an Ana or somebody who's trying to rotate through. The Ana's dead right now, so forget it. Fine. Like, just sit here, like, poke him down, right? Let your Rein move forward. Don't take any extra damage. That way your Mercy can keep everybody up, right? Sim plus Mercy plus Rein easily is going to beat their Rein. Card keeps moving. You're good. Right? You're good. Like, that's a winning scenario right here. Fighting this 1-on-3 for no reason, and then, like, miraculously getting a kill on the soldier, despite the fact that the soldier and the Baptiste don't use any of their abilities, is extraordinarily lucky. Alright, you go for the Mercy here, and then you're going to die, and that's no good. Alright, so your Mercy's dead, you have the reset, so we've already wasted a minute and a half of time just, you know, with nonsense, right? Again, I feel like you already could have won the point by now. So, going out here, I think Genji just gets the better of you in terms of, he gets like the double jump over your head and gets you in the face. Unlucky, it's fine. I'm not going to microanalyze like the Genji 1v1, there's no point. I just don't think I understand it well enough to really be able to talk about it confidently. Alright. So, we've just come over here, right? We just respawned. We walked over. I'm sure that you know your Ana has nano. Maybe your Ana has it, has called for it. Maybe you've called for it. Maybe you just kind of figure that it's going to happen. Regardless, let's think for a second. What does the enemy have right now? Well, they got Mercy, they got Soldier, Reinhardt, and the Baptiste, and their Genji right now is missing. Well, for the Mercy, have we seen her use GA? No, so she's going to have GA. Have we seen her use Valk? No, so she's going to have Valk, right? Because it's been 2 minutes and 15 seconds of play. Like, everyone's going to have ultimates now, right? I would assume everyone's ultimates. The Soldier, right? Well, Soldier's at 35%, so I presume we've skipped through a Visor at some point in time, or it is a swap. Either way, Soldier's not going to be somebody who's going to have ultimate. The Reinhardt's going to have Shatter, because Reinhardt has Shatter every other fight. So Shatter is a problem that I have to worry about. And the Baptiste. Baptiste could have Window, right? I would certainly assume in Windows, but Window, for the most part, is like not relevant for Genji. But Baptiste also has Lamp and Regen Burst. And Regen Burst is even better than ever against Genji because now it does, like, basically can't one-shot people. Nano Blade can still one-shot people. Is that true? No, it's not true. Right? 160 plus 50% gives you 240 damage. So no, you can't even one-shot with Nano anymore. So yeah, Regen Burst is even better than ever. So don't, like, force this fight. I think you're thinking, oh man, I feel good, I'm gonna pop Nano, we're gonna win. No, right? You're taking enormous amounts of risk here, popping Blade at this moment in time without forcing something out. Like, read the body language of this. Oh god, I'm gonna be dying throughout this entire video. Read the body language here, okay? Watch what they're doing, okay? See? Does this look like a team that feels confident they're gonna win this fight? No. Because they're probably not going to win this fight. Because you have 5 people right now. They're still waiting for the Genji to regroup. They're backing up. And they're backing up the worst and worst position to defend. No team wants to be defending from all the way in the backside of the point. Okay, there's like no space back here on first point to defend. As soon as the Ryan gets pushed off Fountain, that usually leads to an unstable situation for the team where you're going to win pretty much no matter what, right? Barring ultimates. So, as the Genji here, you should not think, oh, let me get Nano Blade as soon as possible and go in. You want to go in and just start poking the backline over and over again. I want to force out the Lamp. Right? I want to maybe have their Ryan try to shatter mine or just do something like that or get preoccupied, whatever it ends up being. Try to force something out, then be like, now I can conclusively win with Blade. Because I think the odds of your Blade winning the fight right now, at this level, I think are still pretty good. I think you probably still have like 45, 50% chance of winning this fight. But I want to get like 90% plus, right? I want this to be a win-win right now. I don't want like a 50-50 chance for 2 ultimates. That's not good enough for me. There's too many things that can go wrong here. But you're going to go ahead, you're going to pop Blade. Now, if you are going to do this, which I do not recommend, but if you are going to do this, where should we be going right now? Well, the number 1 target here is the Baptiste. Why? The Baptiste has burst healing, which completely overrides one of my swings, and the Baptiste has lamp, which overrides my swings. He has both of these abilities available, and you would know that because you haven't seen him use it, and the golden rule of Overwatch is if you haven't seen them use it, you assume that they have it. So this Baptiste has all the cooldowns available right now to save himself and his team. That means you have to kill the Baptiste first. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a dash into the Baptiste, and then I'm going to kill him. That's number 1. Number 2 here is, after killing the Baptiste, who do I want? I want the Mercy. So I ideally want some angle that's going to be able to hit the Mercy as well, right? So if I can dash here, and I can slash, or alternatively, I can dash into here, slash, and then try to slash. One thing to note here, I'm definitely not going for the Soldier here, right? Under no scenario am I going for the Soldier in this situation, simply because the Baptiste can keep like the Soldier alive for so long. If you don't go with the Soldier here, that Baptiste can pop Regen Burst, healing, pop Lamp, and heal, and 5 swings later, the Soldier will still be alive. Like, you cannot be targeting the Soldier right now. The other thing to note here is I'm already aware that Reinhardt exists, Reinhardt has Shatter, and even if he doesn't have Shatter, Charge is still actually a surprisingly good counter against Genjis. I have Charge pinned quite a few nano-blading Genjis in my time. So I need to be aware that that is a possibility. So I want to make the Charge as hard as possible. So I don't want to dash here, where this is an easy Shatter and an easy Charge. I want to dash here, slash, as I move backwards around the corner, and then go for my next target. And if I hear the Charge coming, I can step back while slashing, right? Let the Reinhardt go past me, then dash back out, and then kill a Soldier or whoever else is available. But you're going to go to the left, onto the Soldier, and then you're going to get shattered, right? And then you're going to get charged, and then you're going to get killed. And this is a throw. There's like no way to describe this other than the fact that you completely goofed this, right? Again, this might be like, oh, I got lucky, I got shattered. First of all, you should have known they had shattered, right? It's been 2 minutes and 15 seconds, he has shattered. A. B, this was like not even necessarily as effective as you might imagine, right? Because like the Baptiste didn't even use, where the heck is the lamp? Where did he put the lamp? I see the cooldowns used. Oh, you kill it on that swing. But he messes up here, right? Because he puts lamp when the Soldier's at full health, because he doesn't know the breakpoints. So he needed to know that the Soldier's not going to die to this, which, to be fair, you know, as of a couple days ago, he would have got one tapped by this. But he needed to wait until after the slash to throw the lamp. But regardless, like, there's so many other ways this could have gone wrong. Right? So many other ways. And by the way, if you threw the lamp behind you, you were extra screwed. There's so many ways that this could have gone wrong, even without the shatter, even without the pin. I think that all in all, I think this is a very, very, very sloppy Nanoblade, right? It was poor staging, right? Setting it up, poor dash location, poor dash priority, or target priority, right? I'm not tracking the ultimates. I think all the things there just make it like nearly impossible. I wouldn't say nearly impossible. Again, like, I think at the skill level, you're still a pretty good chance that that works a lot of times because people make so many mistakes at this level. But you really shouldn't, right? And if you're aiming to go higher, you need to hold yourself to a higher standard of, like, processing all that information required to be able to fight. Processing all the information so you don't die from coughing. Processing all that information correctly in your head to know what you need to do in order to make things a success. Okay, somehow the Reinhardt showed up over here. Note on target priority. Okay, who should I be targeting right now? Full health Reinhardt? Or the Soldier? I feel like the answer is obvious, but I guess we're targeting the Reinhardt? Like, now to be fair, you don't have dash here, but I think that maybe you're better off just dropping. I mean, I'm also shocked that Reinhardt, I went dropping, just climbing up, and then recontesting the Soldier at close range. I think that is your best option, and then you're in position to stop the Visor as well. Right? Now you're stuck over here, trying to kill a Reinhardt who was never going to die, And now you're like, okay, cool. Now what do I do? And like, yeah, the soldier wasted visor, but honestly, you didn't even need to pop visor. I think you're still gonna like not get any success out of that anyway. So now we burn through 3.5 minutes of time. So Ryan charges in. I think trying to kill that Reinhardt was a dream, but we'll take it. This Reinhardt's gonna die here somehow. I would note that the Baptiste has regen burst this entire time. Like, it's hard for me to even like comprehend how long this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If anyone knows this Baptiste, please tell them to use regen burst before they use lamp. It's like really painful for me to like watch. It's like such a basic mistake. It's like really painful. Like use shorter cooldowns before you use longer cooldowns. Yeah, it's tough to watch because there's no reason that the Ryan should have died there. But you know, the other team makes mistakes too, right? As a result, we're gonna get this. I mean, there's nothing here. This is all cleanup after the Reinhardt dies. Okay, so we're coming over. We have Blade now. Okay, let's think for a second. Why are we blading right now? Right? What are ultimates used for? Ultimates are used to win fights. Is there even a fight happening right now? Like, are they, like, remember, we're an offense, okay? We are winning. As long as the card is moving forwards, we are winning. If the card is stopped, we are losing, right? Because we got to keep the cart moving in order to win the game. But as long as, if the enemy just, like, literally stands 20 meters in front of the cart and they just slowly back up the entire way to their spawn, we win, right? Like, that's a winning scenario. I don't need to kill them ever if they're just not going to stop the cart. They have to stop the cart eventually. So, like, what's the point of forcing the blade out? Now, I'm not saying there aren't situations where you're going to pop blade before you're stopped. Of course there are. And I'm sure you kind of can identify them. This is not one of them, right? The enemy team is already kind of on the back foot. We have 5 people alive right now. There's 3 people over here. There's 2 in the back. This is a 5-on-3 situation. Why am I popping blade? We should be able to kill them without the blade. It just... I don't see this. Like, it doesn't feel like it makes any sense to me. You're going to walk over here. The Mercy's going to give herself up for some reason. Right? And we're like, okay, cool. And then you're going to die because you don't dash away. To be very... you get a shot deflected into you. But I really think you should dash away to just be safe there. Right? And then you get no value out of your blade. So, like, you're 0 for 2 on blades here. And you really can't be 0 for any... You can't really drop any ultimates in the game and expect to win. Right? That's my opinion. I never expect to win a game if I whiff an ult. On anybody, any support, on any tank, any DPS. I mean, exceptions are made for certain heroes who have very unreliable ultimates, like Tracer Pulse, unless you play at super high ranks. But like, if I whiff an ultimate, I don't think I'm gonna win the game because whiffing an ultimate is like a major mistake. You can only make so many major mistakes until your odds of winning are very, very low. So far you've already whiffed 2, and keep in mind that your first one was actually a double mistake because you whiffed both Nano and Blade because that was a double cost to your team. So that's an extra bad mistake. Anyway, this Genji is actually insane. What is his plan? Like, or whatever. If nothing else, this replay's been very entertaining to watch. Okay, so you come up here, try to connect side ground. Right, there's people up here. Go over, try to contest the soldier. No, you don't have deflect right now, which is like you're being super, super aggressive without deflect. Because if I'm the soldier here. Right? If I'm the soldier here, I know you don't have deflect. I hunt you now. Because I'm being pocketed and in the heal station, I hunt you. Like, I'm hunting you all the way to the edge, and I'm going to kill you when you go down the edge unless that Zen blasts me in the face. Now, to be fair, the Zen actually is charging to blast them in the face. So, but I'm just noting, like, you need to be careful, because I don't think you knew that the Zen was going to cover you up in that situation. At higher ranks, you will be shocked at how fast you will die there. Like, if I was a soldier right now, let me think about how fast I would kill you. Because the thing is, he is reloading right now, which is actually a reasonably good opportunity. Without the reloading, you're dead for sure. I'm going to kill you about... Assuming Mercy switches to damage after I hit, like, 175-ish, I think I'm going to kill you about 3 seconds. Right? You have no dash, you have no deflect, and you have nowhere to go. You're dead in about 3 seconds here, unless the Zen pops me in the face. So, I would chase you to the corner, all the way to the edge right now. I would look straight down, and I would kill you. Because you literally can't escape, right? Like, there's nothing you can do. Alright. Soldier pops visor, drops drops low ground. Not a lot you can do about it in that situation. Shadow gets popped. Again, nothing you can do about this. Alright. Best you can do is farm Blade. Right, Reinhardt is crazy. I think this was a very aggressive dash, but you did have deflex, so that's fine. Alright. Yeah, good. Yep, follow the Rein in. Yep, I think going for the Baptiste here is good. I think like this, right? This is all fine. Like this feels good, right? It's like, look, you're finding good fights, right positions, right timing. I don't know why you're totally ignoring the Genji next to you. I know you're like really trying to chase the Mercy here, but like she dropped low ground. I assume my team can have a pretty good shot at killing her here. I'd be slightly worried at what the Genji is doing above me, but I guess if you think the Genji is bad, then it doesn't really matter. There's no. Let me put it another way. There's no reason for the Mercy to die here. Like, she just GA's here. Like, GA is 2 seconds. Like, by the time you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to her, she's already gonna be gone, and there's a Baptiste healing her. There's no reason to be chasing the Mercy right now. The Mercy just is so slow to react to like what is going on, that like you have an opportunity here that really should not exist. Right? Anyway. So, we're gonna go on here. Again, she's gonna dash away, or GA away, but you do have dash here, so... But you... Nope, it's not even you, the dashing kills her. Right? Kill the Baptiste. All in all, was this Blade necessary? It definitely got the most value, obviously, of all the plays that you made. Was it necessary? I don't think so, but borderline. I'll give it to you. I'll give it. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. We'll take it, right? Especially when your team has 2 more ultimates. I think this is okay. We'll live with this Blade. That's fine. All right. So cart's moving up. 15 seconds. Right. We're in last fight territory. Soldiers over on the right. 100% your fault. Not fault. Your responsibility to deal with that. Yeah, you got to deal with the soldier here. Not the Rein. Not Rein's job to deal with this. Oh, God. See, this is where everything's gonna go awry, right? The Rein's trying to be cheeky, trying to, like, sit over here and, like, camp the soldier or whatever. This is insane. It's simply not the job here, right? The Rein needs to be here trying to deal with main, because he's way better at dealing with than you. And you need to be over there camping the soldier or top left or whatever ends up happening. So Windows popped here. My honest take here is I think you're screwed no matter what. Like, based on the fact that this is the last fight, they just pop window in a great position. They still have Valk. They still have they still have Blade. Your team only has Shatter and your Rein is out of position. I think you're screwed. I think this is a good example of a situation where I talk about how sometimes you can't turn the last fight of the game and make a difference because you've just accumulated so many mistakes that even if you played it perfectly, there's nothing you can do now, right? It's like, you play a basketball game, if the score is 100-65 and it's the last shot of the game, no matter how well you play it, even you block their possession and you run it back and you score, it doesn't make a difference. You're just down by too much. This is a good example of that. You've just made too many mistakes on the first point trying to push, like, until you use like all 4 minutes to take it, then now it's like extremely difficult to have a winning scenario here because you're forced into like a single chance to try to win. That being said, how could we possibly win this? Well, we got a few things going for us. Number one, this Reinhardt is being absolutely ridiculous, right? Like, he's adding no value to the team whatsoever. It's not even like he has Shatter, though your team might be afraid of him having Shatter. You shouldn't be because he's already shattered because he's at 34%, but people clearly aren't tracking ultimate. A. B, the other thing you have going for you is that the Reinhardt is sneaking behind them. The Reinhardt is sneaking behind the enemy team for Shatter. So, you got that going for you. Basically, their Reinhardt's not stopping the cart. Your Reinhardt's sneaking up behind their team to go shatter them. There is a world that maybe we can turn this around and have it go. I think your win condition here, well, first of all, if you do nothing, like let's say you high run corner, I think you lose, because I think they're going to find an angle and they're going to kill your Bastion. I think what I would do here is I would dash to the left through the window, turn, and pop deflect and hope for the best. And I think there is a non-zero chance that you're going to kill like 2 people with this right away, or at least 1 person. And then you can dash straight through again, and then try to get another kill. And then potentially chain and kill all 4 of them. Based on the way they're lined up, I think that you actually have a very good... I think there's at least a 40% chance that that is going to work, right? Which is honestly pretty good. But even if you only kill, like, let's say 1, get the rest low, and then die, I think your Reinhardt shows up, shatters, and maybe you can win this. I don't remember what you actually end up doing. But this is definitely not going to work. I already knew this is not going to work. Because the... First of all, you weren't fast enough. If you went through right away, they're all going to immediately start focusing you. Sorry, choking to death. So, if you went right away, they'd immediately start focusing you. But because you're a delay, it gives the Genji time to come out, right? And then start setting up to aggress cart. The other people on the team have already turned, and they're now focusing on other targets. Like this... this deflect is not going to do anything. At higher levels, they're all going to see the window. They're going to see you walk in front of it, and they're going to know you're going to try to deflect and kill them with the deflect. It's a very obvious play. So I think you think, oh, this is cheeky. They're never going to think I'm going to deflect through the window and kill them with their own window. Yeah, at higher ranks, it's happened to them already. A lot. They know it's coming. If I'm the Baptiste... and I see you here, there is no world where I will shoot you. I don't even shoot you to try to bait the deflect, because you can kill us with even just 1 burst. There's no world where I shoot you here. Doubly unfortunate, he actually does shoot you. Where you deflected to. Yeah, you deflected into the wall. That's really unfortunate. But yeah, again, I think your only win condition here, like you also see the Reinhardt sneaking up behind them, right? Your only win condition is to fight this out. You have to fight this. I would have dashed into the soldier here. Let's say I made the mistakes that you did at this point. I would dash into the soldier and fight this out with the Reinhardt. Because there's no win condition here, right? Without getting the kills. You surviving here is not a win condition. See? Now you lose. Huh? Yeah, now you lose. I was like, maybe winnable. I was like, no. But like statistically speaking, you have to get the kills there with the Rhine to win that situation. Okay, that was an extremely long review. I don't even know how long this was. I'm gonna guess 80 minutes. Anyway, it was fun, so I don't mind. Wrapping. Summary. Soldier, off angle, high ground, target priority. Right? There's a lot of micro details around like fighting Genji specifically, but like for the most part, just focus on like, look, play the off angle, right? Play high ground, shoot squishies. Hey man, it's gotten me all the way into like high masters already. It's not like I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna climb the GM just doing this exact same thing. It does not take a whole lot of skill to do this. It just takes like a decent level of aim, and you're pretty much good to go. If it's a bad fight, run away from it. It's a good fight, take it. That's pretty much all there is to it. As Genji, number one problem far and away is the blades. They feel rushed, they feel not thought through, you're not forcing out cooldowns, you're doing it from very obvious, like straight in front of them directions, they're completely prepared for it, it's bad. Number 2 would be just taking really wonky fights. Like, I don't really understand some of these fights that you're taking, or like why you're fighting them, but also target priority is an issue too, where you're also targeting the tank instead of going after the squishies. Okay, I'm gonna wrap there. Hopefully you've had enough of me and my coughing. Hopefully this is helpful.